7 years older than him.
And I'm 5 years older than him, so he is a baby compared to us.
In case you guys didn't know, Mittun's turning 21. Today is his actual birthday.
Today's his actual birthday. So with that said, we just want to thank all of you guys for coming. I know it's a holiday weekend. All of you guys may have been able to have the time to be with your families or do whatever it is you do on Thanksgiving weekend. So thank you all for coming out. And with that said, we want to bring up our parents.
Rashmi and Rekha Shah.
To just say a few words about their youngest child. And their only baby boy.
Baby boy. Can we get a round of applause for the parents, please?
Okay. First of all, it's been a high time for the party, right? Come on, guys. Okay, so we were looking for the excuse. And what could be a better excuse than our son turning 21? You know, and on his birthday. And we are still kind of treating him because he's in such a shock. He has no idea. And he's still in shock. He's trying to figure out what's going on. But I think now he has realized finally that this is his event. So how about a round of applause for this? So anyways, we just want to say, friends and family, that we want to have a good time tonight. This is a great occasion for us. It's been a while that we haven't gotten together like this. And let's party, guys! Hold on. The one and only mom. Hey, boys are moms, okay? So let her talk first.
I will say something how Mitun came into this world.
Okay, she's not going to elaborate, but
Okay, when my second child, when she was 2 years old, and Daddy decided, okay, that's it, we're not going to have any more babies. I said, one more. And it took me 2 years to convince him. Finally, he arrived. That's
so, that was the story. I still don't know. I didn't do it. No, all kidding aside, no, that was true. It was a difficult decision in the sense that, you know, we went back and forth, but we finally said, okay, whether girl or boy, will accept it and move on. So, there was it. All right, come on, Ami and
So I'd like to share a story about Mitun, and I've asked my mom to stay up here for it because it was really a monumental moment in all of our family's lives. It might be a little bit embarrassing for Mitun. Is it okay if I tell an embarrassing story? So this is about the day that we got a letter in the mail about Mitun. It was interesting. So Mitun is a funny guy. He's hilarious. He's a really, really good little brother, to me at least. I don't know about to Millie. But he's a good little brother. He's a funny guy. But he wasn't the best student, to be honest. But one day, we got a letter in the mail, and you guys remember this day. Our whole family remembers it. When Mitun found out that he got into Cal State That was an exciting day for our entire family. And I'd like to bring up someone right now that he would not have met if he had not gone to Cal State SF, Miss Cindy Boone.
Cindy, come on up.
Boone! 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 Boone!
Hi, I'm Cindy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mittun's girlfriend.
Mitun has a girlfriend?
Well, to be honest, it started out Millie and Emily started paying me just so like he could be my friend. I'm just kidding. But I want to thank you guys all for coming out, and I also want to thank you guys for keeping it a surprise. It was really hard for me to keep it a surprise from him. Like all your little table decorations, he found like the whole bag of stuff that I made, and I had to lie that it was like for work. And there was just a whole bunch of lies that I couldn't keep up with. But thank you guys for coming, and I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope you guys have the time of your lives. That's it. I hope you have a good time, baby. And happy birthday.
Thank you, Boone.
Thank you, Cindy. We love you.
So, I would like to tell a little bit more interesting story now about naming Mitun. For those of you who remember how we were thinking of a name for Mitun, it was really, really difficult. I was 7 years old and Millie was 5 years old. And we were trying to think of a name that was really memorable because, let's be honest, my parents were kind of lazy with the first two names. My name's Ami and it's spelled A-M-Y. And then Indian people will come up to me like, so what's your real Indian name? And I'm like, literally my name is A-M-Y.
And I get that all the time. Millie? Is that short for anything? No, that's my full name.
Amita? Amisha? Amalinder? No. So our parents were kind of lazy with the first two names. So they like really wanted a good one for this third name.
And he's the only boy, so you have to have a good name for the baby boy.
So good name. So we're thinking. Unfortunately, something detrimental in our family happens and our grandpa falls ill. So our grandpa on our dad's side name was Morarji, which starts with the M. Morarji Bappa passed away about 5 days before Mitun was born. So we wanted to give Mitun, 4 days, sorry. We wanted to give Mitun a meaningful name that was relational to Morarji Bappa. So we finally decided that his name needed to start with an M. So that's how we got the name Mitun, M-I-T-U-N. There were several iterations before that, including Mitesh, Mitul, but finally we wanted to make sure it started with the M, and that's how Mitun was created, M-I-T-U-N. So after we decided for a name for him, most of you guys remember how cute of a baby Mitun was. He was adorable. If you don't remember, there's pictures of him right on this poster right here. He was one of the most adorable babies, and my mom can attest to the fact that people would come up to her asking if it was a girl because he was too cute to be a boy. Literally, right? So Mitun was so cute that he had 3 moms. He had our mom, and then us 2. And we would literally fight over changing his diapers. And then he had our friends coming over sometimes that would pinch his cheeks and want to play with him all the time. Mitun was a really, really cute baby. He was really cute and really creative. In fact, he made up a dance. Should we do the dance?
You should do the dance.
This is the Mitun dance. It's not very good, but
It's not super good. He did this as a toddler. He would just lift his foot up. And that's all. And that was his dance for a few years.
At the time, it was like the cat daddy. It was super popular. So Mitun also had his own language. He made up things like Cardials Jr. instead of Carl's Jr.
Cardials. All of you guys call it Cardials Jr. now.
Cardials Jr. Boone, what's your favorite word that Mittun's made up?
Gucci.
I mean, well, those of you that are from Mitun. And then the famous word that, if all of you guys want to know the origin, you have to ask us afterwards what it means. Chokli! Chokli.
We cannot tell you the meaning of it, but that is the famous word that Mitun has made up.
So before I introduce the next speech, I would like to talk about Mitun's many names. Mitun is a unique name, as we talked about before. So he has several names that have been made up over the years. They all have an origin, including Flani, Flondon, Titanium Titties, Mutton Chops, Flondon, Mutrello. Mittun's name sounds like mittens, so people call it Mittens.
Or glove. Or glove.
Glove's good too.
But my favorite is definitely mutton. What's your favorite?
My favorite is Petunia.
So regardless of what you call him, the person that calls him Petunia will be speaking next. Millie Shaw.
Alright. So obviously I am Mitun's older sister. Not the oldest, but older. I'm 5 years older than him. Although there was a point that he thought we were only 2 years apart. For whatever reason, he thought that. So my best memories of Mitun were when he was younger, when he was a baby, and when he was a toddler. As Ami mentioned, he had 3 moms, and I was always known as his second mother, correct? Ami didn't count as a mom, in my opinion. She was too clumsy, and she didn't take care of him the same way that I did. So the biggest memory that I have of Mitun was when he was younger and me helping my mom take care of him, changing his diapers, feeding him. Just making sure that he was good, because he was the baby. And he was the only boy. That was a big deal to me, because I had an older sister, I had no brothers, and he was a baby, and I had never seen a baby. Ami had seen a baby, because she saw me. She was 2 years old when I was born, and so maybe she was over it at that time. I don't know. So, one of my fondest memories of me, Ami, and Mitun as siblings was that because he was the only boy and because he was the youngest, me and Ami used to pick on him so much. And I'm sure that's very common in a lot of families, but with ours, it was especially. We would literally make him mad on purpose so he would chase us around the house. We wanted him to chase us around the house, so we would piss him off on purpose. So that's one of my biggest memories of him, and we have a lot of that. Outside of that, it wasn't really until he got to college, which was just a few years ago, that we got really, really close to him. As most boys mature later, and Mitun definitely did. Way later. And so, we really didn't get close to him until he got into college, which was a few years ago. 4 years ago, to be exact, about 4 years ago. And with that, I couldn't be happier with our relationship. And with that said, Mitun, you're finally 21. You can drink legally, so everyone, please raise whatever glasses that you have. And I would like to cheers and say happy birthday to Mitun, and I love you.
Happy 21st, Mitun! Cheers! So I'd like to close out with thanking a couple people. I really, really, really would like to thank Cindy Boone and Millie Shaw for organizing everything. Can we please get a round of applause for them? Cindy and Millie have literally done everything to make this happen today for Mitun. Cindy and Millie have lied a lot to Mitun to make this happen. I would also like to thank my parents, Mommy and Daddy Shaw. They also did a little bit to make this happen. The Long Beach Hilton, the vendors, Umair, the photographer, Michael. This all wouldn't have happened without them. The bartender. One last person I'd like to thank. Mitun, thank you for turning 21! With that, let's do Mittun's favorite thing. Let Millie talk for a second.
We have one more announcement to make. My dad is going to come up, make a little announcement, and then Ami will take over.
Okay, so before we really start partying, and Mitun will obviously come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mitun, you'll have a speech. All right. Yeah, I want to see what this experience is like. Okay, so that's great. One announcement quickly, especially for friends. All of the friends here, you guys know our family and such. So I want to say, my older brother Ramesh and Chandrika, their oldest son Ankur, has officially announced the engagement. It's all official. Ruchi, Jen, come on! Ruchi and Ankur. Ruchi, come on here. I just want to make sure everybody knows who you guys are. Okay, a brief introduction. My brother Ramesh and Chandrika. Ramesh, come here for a second. And Chandrika, please. Tucci. They are okay. Ramesh and Chandrika, they live in Chandler, Arizona, and Ruchi's parents. Let's see. Let me find Anisha and Rubai. Please come over here. Anita, I always mess up with her name. Ruchi. It's a nickname for you. Okay, so they live in San Diego. They have been old family friends from Bankim and Nita's relationship, and it's been a great union of these two young people here. Ruchi is one and only daughter, and my brother Ramesh has Ankur as an older son, and Amit, come here. Amit is the younger one. Get up at least. Okay, get up. Okay, I'm not going to announce you as a candidate, okay? Don't worry. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that this is a recent event in our family. Okay, thank you.
Okay, the last thing, I know everyone's hungry and probably wants more alcohol.
And wants to dance.
And wants to dance. We are going to sing happy birthday to Mitun all together, and he's going to cut his beautiful cake.
Mitun, get up here. Yep. Mitun requested his birthday to be done in rap form.
Can we actually get all the cousins up here for this? Come on.
All cousins.
All the cousins, and Cindy Boone. Honorary cousin.
So while the slow Shaw cousins are walking up here, Mitun's gonna say a couple words.
I just wanna thank everybody for coming out here. I mean, especially because it's right after Thanksgiving, and I know everybody's already probably traveled far distances with their family and then come back here, or even come from Arizona like a lot of my cousins have. And I just want to thank all of you guys for coming out. Like I had no idea this was going on, and honestly, I'm not the kind of person that likes all this kind of attention and everything, but when I walked through that elevator, that was probably the most pleasant surprise I've had in my life. I had no idea this many people would come out, and I just want to take time out and thank you guys for coming, and I really do appreciate it. It's awesome. Like, thank you.